Imagine standing on a wall so vast that it snakes across mountains, deserts, and valleys as far as the eye can see. A wall that has watched empires rise and fall for over 2,000 years. A wall built by millions of hands, many of whom never lived to see it completed. This isn't just a wall. This is the Great Wall of China. It is one of the greatest engineering feats in human history, and a monument that has become a symbol of endurance, unity, and mystery. But how was this massive structure built in an age without modern machines? Why was it constructed at such a staggering cost? And what secrets still lie within its ancient stones? Today, we journey deep into history to uncover the truth behind the Great Wall of China. The story begins more than 2,000 years ago, during the Warring States period. Back then, China wasn't one unified country, but a collection of rival kingdoms constantly at war. Each of these states built their own walls to protect themselves from invading nomadic tribes from the north. These early walls were made of tamped earth, wood, and stone, often stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Then, in 221 BC, Emperor Qin Huang unified China, becoming the first emperor of a united nation. He ordered the connection of these scattered walls into one massive defensive system. The purpose was clear: to protect his new empire from the fierce northern tribes, especially the Xiongnu. Construction began on an unimaginable scale. The workforce included soldiers, peasants, and prisoners. It's believed that over 1 million people labored on the project, and sadly, many died under the harsh conditions. Unlike the stone and brick sections we see today, the early wall was mostly built from compacted earth, gravel, and reeds. Workers would dig trenches, fill them with soil, and tamp it down layer by layer using simple tools. The construction had to adapt to the terrain. In the mountains, they used rocks and stones. In the plains, they used clay and straw. In the deserts, they compacted sand and reeds to create sturdy foundations. Over the centuries, the wall evolved with each dynasty. The Han Dynasty extended it westward to protect the Silk Road. This secured vital trade routes and guarded the caravans that carried silk, spices, and treasures between China and the West. The wall was more than just a line of defense. It was a powerful symbol of China's strength, controlling trade, migration, and culture along its length. Centuries later, during the Ming dynasty, from 1368 to 1644, the wall we recognize today began to take shape. After years of warfare with northern tribes, including the Mongols, the Ming emperors decided to rebuild and fortify the wall on a grander scale. They replaced the old earthen walls with strong bricks and stone blocks. They built watchtowers every few hundred meters for signaling and defense. Smoke signals were used by day and fired by night to communicate messages across vast distances in minutes. Barracks, garrisons, and fortresses were added, turning the wall into a complex military system. The Ming Wall stretched over an incredible 21,000 kilometers according to modern measurements, winding from the Bahai Sea in the east to the Gobi Desert in the west. It crossed mountains, rivers, and deserts, adapting to every landscape. The engineering precision was remarkable. The wall averaged 7 to 8 meters in height and about 6 meters wide at its base. Some sections climbed ridges so steep that they seem almost impossible to build, even today. But the wall's purpose wasn't just to stop invasions. It also controlled immigration and emigration, acting as a border that separated the civilized world of China from what they considered the barbarian tribes beyond. Alongside military defense, the wall served as a checkpoint for trade and taxation. Merchants traveling the Silk Road had to pass through guarded gates, paying taxes and presenting official documents. Despite its scale, the Great Wall was not one unbroken structure. It was a series of overlapping walls, fortresses, and barriers that together formed a defense network. Many parts have long since vanished, eroded by time, sandstorms, and human activity. Only the strongest sections remain today, especially those near Beijing that were restored for preservation and tourism. Many myths and legends surround the Great Wall. One of the most famous is the story of Meng Jiang. Her husband was taken to work on the wall and died during its construction. The legend says her tears of grief were so powerful that they caused a section of the wall to collapse, symbolizing the immense human suffering and sacrifice behind this monumental project. Over time, the Great Wall's importance as a military barrier faded. Invaders like the Manchus eventually crossed it, conquering China and founding the Qing dynasty in 1644. Yet even as its defensive purpose diminished, the wall continued to stand as a powerful symbol of China's unity and strength. Today, the Great Wall of China is recognized as one of the new 7 wonders of the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It attracts millions of visitors each year who walk along its ancient paths and gaze over the endless ridges. Archaeologists and historians continue to study it, revealing new sections buried under centuries of earth and discovering how its construction shaped the very identity of the Chinese people. The Great Wall is not just made of bricks, stone, and earth. It is made of the dreams, sweat, and lives of countless generations. It reminds us of humanity's ability to create something that transcends time. A monument that stands as both a triumph and a warning from history. As the sun sets over the rugged mountains of northern China, the wall glows in shades of gold and red. It stretches to the horizon, vanishing into the mist, as if continuing beyond the limits of human sight. The Great Wall remains, after more than 2,000 years, a silent guardian of the past and a timeless symbol of human endurance. And perhaps that is the real mystery of the Great Wall. Not just how it was built, but how it still endures, whispering stories of empires long gone and standing watch over the land it was built to protect. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.